All right, man. Detroit Pistons got 5 players heading into free agency. Let's talk about it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Christian Chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video. That will be Malik Beasley, Dennis Schroeder, Tim Hardaway Jr., Paul Reed, Lindsey Waters the third. I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. So start off with Malik Beasley. He made $6 million this past season. He's gonna be looking to make close to $20 million. I haven't seen his money can go all the way up to $20 to $30 million he can make. I'm not paying that much. I'm really thinking around 15 to 20 million, I guess. But that's just inflation in the NBA right now. I mean, inflation in the world. So, but I think all in all, I think for them, bringing a guy who knows his role, who can defend. If you need him to step in and start, you won't miss a beat. His ability to come off the bench, catch fire, his defense, his ability not to need the ball. And if you need him to draw the ball to get to the rim, guess what? He can draw the ball to get to the rim. So I think that's the top priority in free agency, to keep him or to replace him. And I think they need a guy, when you look at them, if they move on from Tim Hardaway Jr., then you really need, then you say, well, we got Jaden Ivey that's going to step in there and do that, so, but you can't, you lose Malik Beasley, then you got to go, fill that position pretty quickly, right? Then, and you love being here. Then you got Dennis Schroeder, who made $13 million. I think before he played as well as he did with the Pistons, you probably could have got him for that or a little bit less. You're looking at what he did with Golden State and Brooklyn and getting tossed around like a Caesar salad at Red Lobster. I think, he really didn't have much demand. I don't think anybody was like really looking at him, but showing what he did with a young team, his ability to run the offense and protect the ball. And I think even if you keep Jaden Ivey here, he's 32, by the way. How old is Beasley? About 20, 28? Yep, 28. Even if you keep the ball, you keep Ivy here, you still need somebody, who can protect that ball and show them kind of how to be a pro's pro. How to be the pro's pro. So I think it make a lot of sense. You bring him back. He can score. He can defend. Athletic, veteran presence. Seem to like being here. Can make some big shots. Take some pressure off the primary ball handlers. But still, kind of get Cade and Ivy up to speed on handling the ball. So, so. But yeah, I think you want to bring him back. But excuse me. But yeah, I think you bring him back. But I don't think it's really a question. Then you go to Tim Hardaway Jr., who made $16 million, which I thought he made more than that last year. I mean, he got you 77 starts last year. I mean, but really he was a table holder. But I think anyway, you would want him to pretty much, come off the bench, regardless. But he looking to hit one big lick in contrast before probably fading into, veteran minimums or, fading into retirement. You know what I'm saying? So, is anybody gonna pay him? And he played well last year. If a team gonna pay him, more likely he seemed like he fit a veteran team or a team that's contending for something. His ability to defend and shoot, but it's a good chance that he may be back for less. Just to keep it real with you, it may be a good chance before. Once again, similar to Schroeder, similar to Beasley before he came here. He wasn't a hot commodity. So him playing winning basketball, and they all came from like situations other than Schroeder playing with the Golden State Warriors, which they was never gonna let Schroeder run the offense the way he built to run the offense. Being in Brooklyn, they was losing. I forget where Malik Beasley came from. Didn't he come from the Lakers? I want to say he possibly came from the Lakers, but I could be wrong on that one. Let me see where he came from. Yeah. Milwaukee. So he didn't do much in Milwaukee. So, or he didn't do what he did in Detroit and Milwaukee. So, yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting, man. But I think you keep the first three, you keep the first two. Tim Hardaway has become shaky at because now you're pretty much going to move him to the bench. So that's where it's coming. Now you're gonna move him to the bench. So, you can move him to the bench. I mean, I think that makes then so be it. But if you can get somebody else to come in and replace him on the bench, but his shooting just makes him so great. And you got to wonder, is there if a move come, which I don't think they're gonna make a major move, Giannis or somebody like that, or Lloyd Markin to come, how did it affect them? Paul Reed, I think he gone. I just think they need more of a stretch five, somewhere in that rotation. Maybe be a Kelly Olynyk, Brooke Lopez, Miles Turner, Demonis Sabonis, some of the, whether it's, on the major scale or on the lower scale, I think if they add a big fella, he got to be able to shoot the rock, in my opinion. So I think he's probably gone. Lindsey Waters, I don't know much about him. I know he can shoot. I don't know much about the guy. So I think, for sure, the first uh, Beasley and Schroeder, you want to bring them back, and then after that, really, Tim Hardaway Jr. is the question. That's the real question right there. So, honestly, in my humble opinion, uh, I wouldn't mind them keeping him. So I wouldn't mind keeping him, but we'll see what happens. But I think the first two, Beasley and Schroeder, they definitely, they definitely coming back. So, um, but yeah, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Check out Detroit Piston Talk playlist. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. The whole nine. I appreciate y'all for supporting the channel. Let me know what you girls and guys think and who you think should come back or not come back. But other than that, peace.